Okay, so the first episode is Help Wanted. It's a great way to start the episode, and I really loved it. So SpongeBob sees the Krusty Krab and he wants to look at it. So yeah, Squidward sees him and Squidward doesn't want him to look there. So Squidward and Mr. Krabs come up with a lie, and they make up a fake spatula, but it's actually a real spatula. It's a great episode and a great way to start the series. I love this episode. I think we're gonna have a great time reviewing these episodes. It's going in S tier. So far so good right now. On to the next one in 3, 2, 1. But just wait for it. Okay, Leaf Blower. Leaf Blower is a great short episode. I really loved it. Great episode. Loved it. It was a great short. So SpongeBob SquarePants tries to get this clam off his property. So it almost turns out with him sucking all the seawater out, and then the Leaf Blower spits it back out. It's a very creative episode. I'm putting it in S tier. Great job, guys. Good job, Nickelodeon. Tea at the Tree Dome. I like how they didn't just shove all the characters in the first episode. And I love how they just give every single character their own episode. Tea at the Tree Dome is a very good classic episode. I loved it. Very good episode. So SpongeBob sees Sandy fighting a big giant clam. So SpongeBob tries to help him, but we already know SpongeBob's not that strong. So it turns out that Sandy saves herself. So Sandy gives SpongeBob an invitation to her house, and he goes to Patrick for some advice. And SpongeBob said he met this girl, and Patrick doesn't give him the best advice, but he tells him to be fancy. He tells him to put his pinky out. A very great episode, and I'm glad that they actually gave Sandy her own episode instead of shoving her in the first episode. It is a very good episode. I mean, we might even put this at the S tier. Very great episode. So yeah, and SpongeBob. It turns out that SpongeBob can't breathe because there's literally no air, no water air. I feel very bad for SpongeBob, but he doesn't really make through it, but they just need some air, right? Great episode, put in S tier. Bubble Stand. Bubble Stand is a great episode. So SpongeBob makes a bubble stand. I mean, I don't know how they could make such an entertaining video with just SpongeBob and Patrick literally making bubbles. How? Tell me how could you do that? Just tell me, please. So SpongeBob is making a bubble stand, but it turns out Squidward's just trying to do his own thing, playing his clarinet, but there's too much noise because while SpongeBob's building the bubble stand, it's making too much noise. So Squidward gets mad, and yeah, it's a very good episode. Put it in S tier. Very great episode. Whip Pants. Who could forget this episode? It's such a classic. I love this episode. SpongeBob thinks that Leo keeps on taking Sandy away from him. So he tries to make everybody laugh by showing his whipped pants. Yeah, it's a very great episode. I'm putting it in S tier. Very great episode. It's a classic. Like, who could forget this episode? It's a classic. I love this episode. Best episode, probably. It's probably going to the best episode list. I'm probably putting it in SS plus tier. Get it? SS plus tier. Okay, Jellyfishing. Jellyfishing is a very great episode. So Squidward just rides his bike, and I love the explosion they show. It's a very big explosion. And so Squidward returns from the doctor, and SpongeBob and Patrick try to give Squidward the best day ever, which turns out to be the worst day ever. I feel bad for Squidward in this one, but yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick got what they deserved. I mean, I bet it was Squidward's worst day ever. It's a great episode. It's going in S tier. We're gonna love S tiers right here. I don't think we're gonna get a tier or S. Okay, Plankton. It's a great episode. I love how Plankton's getting his own episode in this. It starts how Plankton wants to get the Krabby Patty secret formula. So SpongeBob's walking home, and he steps on something, and he scrapes it, and it keeps on saying "ow, ow," and it's Plankton. And Plankton tricks SpongeBob to give him the Krabby Patty so he can steal the secret formula and find the ingredients. And Plankton comes up with a line saying that it's his birthday tomorrow. Really, Plankton? Are you serious? So SpongeBob doesn't want to give him the Krabby Patty secret formula, and he leaves. And Plankton tries to mind control SpongeBob. Really mind control him to give him the Krabby Patty secret formula. Yeah. Wow, Plankton, you really want that Krabby Patty secret formula so you can have a great business? Wow, Plankton, just wow. But Plankton, who wants to bet that Plankton will never, ever, 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 ever get the secret formula? It was a great episode. It was a great episode to show a new character named Plankton. He's a little small guy. He's so tiny. Great episode, just astonishing. It's great, awesome, and I laughed when SpongeBob said, "Shut your mouth, you mediocre clarinet player." It was so funny. Great episode. Yes, it's the best episode. I'm putting it in S tier. Great episode. Awesome episode. Awesome work, Nickelodeon. You can do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. It's a great episode. Bye, guys. It's a great episode. On to the next episode. Let's do this. So the next episode we have is Naughty Nautical Neighbors. Naughty Nautical Neighbors is a great episode. I love it. Astonishing episode. So it starts with Squidward trying to break up SpongeBob and Patrick's friendship, and it was very funny episode. Put in his S tier. Boating school. I feel bad for Mrs. Puff in this one. SpongeBob should have probably got arrested instead of Mrs. Puff, but SpongeBob is the main character. I don't know why. I just feel bad for Mrs. Puff in this one, but it's a great episode. I'm putting it in an A tier. Can't believe we got an A tier. People say Pizza Delivery is the best episode in the whole SpongeBob episode in season 1. But I agree with them. It's my favorite episode. It's among my favorite episode. I'm putting an S tier best episode ever. Home Sweet Pineapple. SpongeBob's house gets sucked up by nematodes, and he might have to move with his parents. And believe it or not, Squidward's actually happy. I mean, yeah. But Patrick's not happy. When they're driving away, Patrick really grabs the car, holds the car tight, bro. How is Patrick that strong? I mean, Jesus. It's a very great episode, and a heartwarming episode, and a sad one too. And I'm glad that SpongeBob got to stay in his house. It's a great episode, and it's going in S tier. Great episode. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Who could forget Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode? It's a very great episode, and I love it. It's a great, and SpongeBob and Patrick's Mermaid and Barnacle Boy suits look nothing like them. I mean, it's a great episode. Loved it. Going in S tier. Best episode. Good. Not the best episode. It's a good episode though. Pickles. Who could forget this episode? I forgot his name. Oh, Bubble Bass. Bubble Bass is like putting the pickles under his tongue and saying that SpongeBob forgot the pickles, but SpongeBob didn't actually forget the pickles. And I'm glad that Bubble Bass got what he deserved at the end. He really ran away. But just because he ran away doesn't mean we won't be seeing him in the other episodes. Great episode, and I'm glad that Bubble Bass gets what he got, and it's going in S tier. Great episode, classic, just classic episode. Hall monitor. SpongeBob gets to be the hall monitor, which was a big mistake. I don't know why they let him be the hall monitor, which caused the whole town to be horrible. And SpongeBob is not good at being a hall monitor. It's a very funny episode, though. I loved it, and yeah, it's a good episode. It's going in S tier. It's a pretty good episode. I think you should check it out. I recommend this episode. Jellyfish Jam. Jellyfish Jam is a very great episode. I love that jellyfish song, the jellyfish thing. They were doing the jellyfish dance, and it was causing so much noise to Squidward. And Squidward told SpongeBob to quiet it down, but SpongeBob, I don't think SpongeBob could hear him. It's a great episode. I loved it. Great episode. And I love the ending song. It was a very great song. The writers outdid themselves. Great episode. Just awesome. Fantastic. See, you can do it, guys. It's going in S tier mostly because of the ending song. Okay, next episode. Let's do this. Sandy's Rocket. Sandy's Rocket. It was an okay episode. So, Sandy made a rocket, but tells SpongeBob and Patrick not to touch it. But wow, like they go inside it and start trying to try to drive it, and it ends up going wrong for them. And they think they're in space, but they're still in Bikini Bottom, and they think every single Bikini Bottom resident is an alien. That was probably the first episode SpongeBob was ever done. It was an okay episode. I'm gonna put it in B tier, just B tier. It's an okay episode, but yeah, not the best. Squeaky boots. Mr. Krabs gets Pale some boots, but she doesn't want them, so she gives them Mr. Krabs gives them the SpongeBob, but it starts to annoy the absolute living daylights crap out of Mr. Krabs. He did not like it, so he tried to really destroy the boots just to get rid of them, and he had this dream and stuff. It's a very great, funny episode. It's going in A tier. Great episode. Nature Pants. I feel bad for SpongeBob in this one, but I like the welcoming they give to SpongeBob while he's gone when he comes back home. It's a very heartwarming and beautiful episode. The writers really outdone themselves in this one. Going in S tier. Great episode. Opposite Day. This episode is so funny, like really funny. I love the gags and everything. So it's such a funny episode. Going in S tier. Culture Shock. Culture Shock is a very great episode. I loved it. Best episode. It's a great episode. Great episode. Going in A tier. Fun. Who could forget Fun? Fun is probably my most favorite episode in all of SpongeBob season 1. Probably my favorite episode. Probably Pizza Delivery and Fun is probably my most favorite episodes. I love this episode, and it shows that Plankton can actually be a good guy. But it turns out that Plankton really betrayed SpongeBob. It's kind of sad. But it's going in S tier. Phenomenal episode. Muscle Bob Buff Pants. I love the gags gags in this episode. It's a very funny episode, and I remember this part where SpongeBob can't even hold the cup or the straw. It was a very funny episode. It had me laughing, really laughing. I remember this episode. Great episode. Going in S tier. Very funny episode. Squidward and the Unfriendly Ghost. Squidward and the Unfriendly Ghost is a very funny episode. SpongeBob and Patrick think Squidward is dead, so they try to give him his own coffin so he can rest in there. It's so funny. It's a very funny episode. It's a good episode, very funny, had me laughing. Going in S tier. Great episode. The Chaperone. I love the dance between SpongeBob and Pale. Great episode, and it's a horror episode too. Going in S tier. Employee of the Month. Probably my least favorite episode of the whole SpongeBob franchise. SpongeBob and Squidward are very annoying and obnoxious in this episode. It's probably the worst episode. I'm putting F tier. It's a bad episode. I do not like it. Probably my least favorite episode. I just don't like it. I mean, geez, SpongeBob, you already get all the employees of the months. Why are you mad that Squidward's not getting the employees of the month? Scaredy Pants. We're finally in our first holiday special. Scaredy Pants is a very good and classic episode. So it's Halloween, so SpongeBob decides to dress up as a ghost that's non-scary. And I love how they show Captain Dudgeman. I think that's his name, Captain Dudgeman, in the episode too. It's his first appearance, and I love it. He was a very cool and creative character. And I do not like the kids that were being mean at SpongeBob's suit, making fun of it. It's a great holiday special, going in S tier. Great episode. Once I was a teenage Gary. Was a very disturbing episode. So SpongeBob and Patrick are going away for a few days. So Squidward has to take care of Gary while they're gone. Really, SpongeBob, you're really gonna trust Squidward with this? I mean, he does not like you, but yeah, that he does do that. And Squidward forgets to feed Gary. So when SpongeBob and Patrick come back, Gary's very hungry, so he has to get a shot. I like how SpongeBob actually cares. It shows how SpongeBob actually cares about Gary. Great episode. Not a good episode. Going to B tier. SB129. Who could forget SB129? Every SpongeBob fan has to know this classic episode. It's a very great Squidward episode. Squidward goes back in time and meets prehistoric SpongeBob and prehistoric Patrick. It's a very great episode and a very creative episode. Going in S tier. Very great Squidward episode. Karate Choppers. Karate Choppers is a very great SpongeBob and Sandy episode. Mr. Krabs doesn't allow karate, but SpongeBob keeps on doing it. But he knew the consequences, so he couldn't. I think he got fired. Yeah, he got fired, and he got sad. But it's a very good episode. I felt bad for SpongeBob though. Mr. Krabs was being very mean in this episode. I mean, it's going in S tier. A very classic episode though. Sleepy Time. Sleepy Time is a very great episode. I love it. And I love how we see all of the Bikini Bottom's dreams. Yes, episode going in S tier. Suds. Who could forget this episode named Suds? Suds is a great episode, and I like how Patrick at least tries to take care of SpongeBob, because SpongeBob does not want to go to the doctor. Patrick scares SpongeBob, but yeah, it's a great episode. Going in S tier, great classic episode. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a very great episode. I love it. Very astonishing episode. And I do not like the gift that Patrick gives to SpongeBob, but it's a very great episode. Going in A tier. The paper. How could they make an episode about a paper? just a piece of flat paper that you just draw on. So gosh darn entertaining. I don't know how to do it. The paper is a very great episode. It shows how creative SpongeBob can be when they just show the object, just an object. It's a very great episode. I loved it. It was very funny too. And yeah, it's a great episode. Going in S tier. Org is a very great episode. I loved it. It's a very awesome episode. It's a good episode. So SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs go hunting for treasure. It's a very great episode. I love the treasure they get at the end. Going in S tier. Rock bottom. SpongeBob gets on a bus, I think, and it sends him to walk down the rock bottom. And I love the creatures, the weird creatures they show. Every design of the creatures is very cool and unique at the same time. I love how they make this. They only make this language very funny. Going in S tier. Texas. Sandy may have to move away and go back to her hometown, Texas. But this leaves SpongeBob and Patrick very sad, and I love the scene where Sandy's chasing down SpongeBob and Patrick, and then Patrick gets tied up, and then he gets brained back down. And I loved how they showed a cool explosion scene. It was very funny. I don't know why I laughed at that so hard back then as a little kid. Very funny episode. And I love the people do at the Krusty Krab at the end. Very nice episode. It's going in S tier. Walking Small. Walking Small is a very great and funny episode, and it shows how cool Plankton can really be. This episode really kicks butt. Love this episode, and Plankton is a very good character in this one. Going in A tier. Fools in April. I feel bad for SpongeBob in this one though, and I hate the tricks Squidward pulls on SpongeBob. Not a great episode. Going in C tier. Feel bad for SpongeBob. Neptune Special. Neptune Special is a very great episode, and SpongeBob just wants to get a special. That's it. Great episode. Going in A tier. Hooky. Hooky is a very great episode. It's an okay episode. SpongeBob and Patrick mess with these hooks when Mr. Krabs tells them not to. Great episode. Going in B tier. Mermaid and Barnacle Boy 2. It's not my favorite one. Not my favorite. It was okay, but SpongeBob gets this magic shell, and starts calling Mermaid and Barnacle Boy for these dumb things. It's not the best episode. It's going in C tier. Wow, guys, we did it. We finished ranking every single episode of SpongeBob in season 1. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye. Like and subscribe to this video. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.